Hello, I'm Pam, and today is Friday, July 16th, 2021, and this is another episode of Friday Sews. So what did I sew this week? Well, I did finish up 4 pillowcases yesterday because my sister wanted me to make pillowcases for her daughter. So I made 4 pillowcases. So 3 standard pillowcases and then 1 body pillowcase. And I did get my sister's jumpers redone. I don't know if I showed that or not. So I don't think I had them done before I did my last video. I may have shown them in a video, but I know I didn't have them done in last Friday's video. So, and I've sewn these before, but I did alter them a little bit. So on the top here, I brought this side piece in by a thumb width all the way from here, so I just kind of tapered it in on both sides, and then on the neckline, so the shoulders, I brought that in by a thumb, just like that. So just went and then sliced it off and sewed it back up. And so what I did is I undid all of this neck binding, that and I undid all the armpit thing, and I undid all of that, and then I redid it just because I wanted it to still look nice. So that one is done, and then I did add elastic on the legs because my niece really likes the elastic, just like me. She likes my quirky sense of style. And then for my sister, I redid the top portion of the pants that I made her. So the pattern I used for these is this pattern here, the Simplicity 2374, and I combined the pants portion with the top portion on C. And it has a zipper on there, but I find that the zipper is has no purpose at all except for just a decoration factor. So on the one I redid and I made for my sister, I left the zipper off. I decided we didn't want to go with the zipper this time. So here's a new version. And so I just did a piece of ribbon going down the front center, and then I was looking, that's what I was looking at just a second ago. I was looking down at it, I'm like, realize that just isn't, and those, they just aren't quite centered. That's not in the center of that, which I'm like, oh no. So it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. I'm like, I don't know if I like that. It'll be okay though. She'll be okay with it. It's the how sewers look at things. We kind of criticize our work a little more than ourselves than if we were buying it from the store. So if we went and bought it from the store, it's like, oh, this is awesome, this is great, and we really want to notice the off-centeredness, and it wouldn't be any big deal. But then we notice it and we think it's a big deal when we make it. But when someone else makes it and they're in the big high retail store like Walmart and stuff. It's like, oh, no big deal. But yeah. So, it'll be okay. It will. And then also what I did is I lengthened this by 4 inches. So that it would give me that little bit of extra. And it made it so much better. So much. You could imagine how much better it made it. So I'm going to, I altered the pattern piece. I added 4 inches onto that portion. So I had to add it onto the front and the back portion of that. So basically I just cut it, I just sliced it down, this edge piece there. So I just sliced it, and then I just left over those edges, and then this measures 4 inches extra from that point to that point. So I did that on both the front and the back piece. And so that will work out great for me too, because I wanted to add a couple extra inches. If I was to make it again, I would want those couple extra inches just for a more comfortable fit. Okay, so what else have I sewn this week? I haven't gotten a lot sewn this week because my daughter did get a job, and so Sunday night so Sunday morning my husband had to go to the airport because he's on a business trip, and then my daughter had work Sunday night, so I took her to work. And then Monday morning I had to go pick her up and then take her to work Tuesday, off and on. So, because she works 10-hour shifts. So I had to take her to work and pick her up. And that can make somebody tired. I would get home and I would go back to bed. And I was like, I just need a little bit more sleep. And then I find I'm just sleeping most of the time. But then it's been so hot too that 104 one day. Oh my goodness. And the 102, 100. So it's been up in the hundreds every day pretty much. And so you just really don't want to go off and do anything. And so it's just been that. But since she's, been off a little bit and everything, yeah. But today I did get some sewing done also. So I decided to finally start working on the purple denim jacket again. This project has taken way too long. I am just dragging it out. It shouldn't be taking this long to get done, but it is, because I always find other things I want to be doing. But I need to get this done. So I'm getting closer. So let me go ahead and stand up and show it to you. I still have to sew on the neckband. So my last piece I have to sew on is the neck band piece. And who's to know if that's even going to be the right size because of the alterations that I have done. But so it's got the top pockets, it's got the pockets here, and I got the sleeve bands done. I have the tabs put on the back, but I still need to add the snaps on the back. And the snaps on the sleeves I still need to add. And then for the front, we have a zipper. So I have the zipper done. Because usually it would overlap and snap, but we bypassed that. And so I've just left this part a little bit long until I decide exactly what I want to do with that. And then So I decided that I was going to do like the zipper placket so that it's like an overlap, so that when you're zipping it up, it's just not zipping it up. It's actually got that placket to give it that little bit of extra. So I've like sewn it on there, and it's kind of extra wide there, and then it has the inside pockets, and then it also has these inside pockets, and I've done those inside pockets, and I've got thread all over the place. I've got the inside pockets on both sides, and then the pockets on the outsides, and the pocket there. So I still need to put the snaps on here too. So I have the snaps to put on it. It's just a point of getting them put on. But I'm doing that very last. So my next step is to finish putting on the collar. But this project is almost finished. Almost. Thank goodness. So also, I find I like to go to the thrift store a little bit too much. So yeah, I did go to the thrift store this week, and I did pick up some fabulous fabrics. And I picked up, let's see, picked up some other stuff too. So I went to a couple of thrift stores actually. And I love fabric. Even though I have way too much, I love fabric. But I found an awesome piece of fabric. Well, it was like a sheet, but to me it's fabric also. So I picked this up the other day, and I was looking at it and thinking about it, and so it just kind of looks plain just looking at it like that, right? Well, it's got a marvelous feature. It's got a border print. Look at that amazing border print. Yeah, how couldn't I get it? So I was driving home, or driving to do something, I don't know. But my mind starts going, and I start thinking of what I'm going to make with it. And of course it's overalls. What else is new? But my mind just starts thinking and thinking, and so I'm like, oh, that would be perfect. Oh, what a brilliant idea. You know, I'm thinking to myself and talking to myself while I'm driving. And I'm sure my kids wonder why. But see this border print. Well, I'm going to use it on the bottom of the legs. So it's going to go around the ankles. And just how awesome is that? Seriously, it's so cool. So that is going to be one of my little projects. So I'm still trying to decide, because it was a sheet, still trying to decide if I'm going to leave this blue border on this blue binding on this, or if I'm going to take it off. And if I do leave it on there, do I just unpick it so much and leave a little bit excess from the fabric, so that when I turn the cuff in, that it's going to overlap it enough to make it, a continuous around, so that you don't have a weird looking seam in the gist of it. Yeah. But there's going to be enough of this, and it's just weird enough, just abstract enough to catch my interest. And then also, I got this fabric because I'm going to make a pair of the knit overalls. I think it is a Simplicity pattern that I got. Is it a Simplicity? I think so. Yeah. But I got, and I saw this fabric and it's like, wow. It just immediately pictures that knit overalls that is a newer pattern. So I'm gonna do that. So those are some of my plans. I still have plans to make this pattern with this fabric. I'm going to make that also. That is still on my plans, and I plan on getting to that. I also did pick up this. Now, how cute is this? It's a pink fabric, and it has Bugs Bunny and Taz and Tweety Bird. It is great. And this piece only cost me $2, and it was almost 2 yards. But I showed it to my 7-year-old. Well, she's 6. Showed it to my 6-year-old. She's like, I'm like, so what are we gonna make out of that? She's like, a shirt. I'm like, okay, we can do that. But it's pink, and it's Bugs Bunny, and it's just cute. Like, if my 18-year-old wore pink, I would make her a shirt out of this too, but she refuses to wear pink, and she would say it's too pink. But I know she would just love that Taz. And that I got from a different thrift store. Alright. Well, that is what I've sewed. That's what I have planned to sew. So what I have planned is I need to finish this. I do have plans to make another one of these for my sister. And then plans to make a child's shirt out of this. To make this. So those are some of my future plans. Don't know how much. Oh yeah, and the overalls. But when I do my overalls, I'm going to be cutting out like a bunch of different fabrics, and just kind of do a little assembly line. Yeah, little assembly line of some of the fabrics. So that's if they are out of the same pattern. Do that, because I've done that before, which works out great. And anything else? Oh, and I do have a plan. My sister got a weighted blanket, and she wants me to make a cover for it, for her, so that when they use it, they can just take off the cover and wash the cover, and then the blanket will stay looking nice. Because you can't really throw the blanket in the washer because it's a weighted blanket and they're not meant to be washed particularly. They say spot clean only, so you just take a wet rag and just wipe off the spots. So having that cover on there will be great for her. So I have to do that. And then with life, just, yeah, making sure my kids are fed and happy and healthy and making it to work and everything else. But yeah, and my son made it to his post okay. He had to drive to Virginia, so that was good. He made it on time. He left right after he got married. Other than that, I think that is all. So there's not a whole lot. We're just hanging in there. Oh, and by the way, Gina, I sent you a message on Instagram, but your package is on the way. Alright. And Melissa, if you send me your address on the direct messages on Instagram, I can get your package on the way, and I can get that sent out. Alright. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.